Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. It's not simply knowledge. Knowledge is Krishna's chit function. And that's a manifestation of realization of the Supersoul. Sat Chit. Sat is his feature of eternality. And that realization is associated with I'm spirit, I'm not matter. That's Brahman realization. These are all aspects of Krishna, the supreme truth, but they're not complete realizations of the complete absolute truth. They're partial realizations. So Sat is his eternal, his nature of eternality. Brahman, I'm spirit. I have no beginning, I have no end. Brahman. And then Chit is the knowledge function. That's a realization of the Supersoul within the heart of everyone. That's real knowledge. And then there's Ananda, the bliss. So just the knowledge part alone, the Chit part alone, is not enough for the Ananda or the bliss. That comes, it's the causeless mercy of the Lord, through the devotional, developing love for Krishna. You hear about Krishna, you get knowledge about him. First, you understand you're not your body. Okay, Aham Brahmasmi, I'm spirit. Okay, great, you're on your way. Then, the source of this spirit is the life of all that lives. It is within the heart of every living entity, and even more than that, is within every atom, within everything, all pervading. But the Supersoul is within the heart of a living entity, living entities. Paramatma, knowledge feature. Oh no, there's going to be an interruption. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, all right, good, they went away. Hare Krishna. Knowledge feature, the Paramatma, Chit, Sat, Chit, and then Ananda is the ecstasy or the bliss, a realization of a relationship with the source of the Sat and the Chit. Ananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, and that form, Vigraha. So Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, the form is Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He is the source of the Sat, the Chit, and the Ananda. Is this Vigraha. So in the temples, the spiritual master establishes worship of the Archa Vigraha, the deity Vigraha. To practice this service to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. It's a science. This is a science. It's a science of God realization. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, and it's all in the holy name. The Sat is in the holy name. The Chit is in the holy name. The Ananda is in the holy name. And the Vigraha is in the holy name. Is non-different from the holy name. It's sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So midday. It's midday. We want to read the from the Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. The book Bhagavatam. Krishna Chaitanya. All right. Well, I have it here. Yeah, I have the book right here. I was going to bring it up online, but I have the book right here. I can just read from this. It's the introduction to the Bhagavatam, where Prabhupada's giving a short sketch of the life and activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared 500 years ago and is Satchidananda Vigraha, the full, complete personality of Godhead, acting as a devotee. Krishna. That's so invasive. I wish I could turn it off so you can't hear it. It's just, they just want to sell you things, you know. It's like, sorry. Give up already. Come on, don't waste your time over here. Oh, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Annoying, terribly annoying. But it's the age of Kali Yuga, what can you do? There's no peaceful place, especially if you have a phone. At least they're not knocking on the door. Phone's bad enough. And the mailbox stuffed with all kinds of buy this, eat that, get this, special offer, introductory, coupon. Hare Krishna. Okay, so this is the life sketch, the sketch of the life and activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we read up to the point of where Lord Chaitanya, Nimai Pandit, he had opened a school and he had students. He was only, I believe they say, 16 years old. He was already teaching Vedanta, Vaishnava conclusions. And he had inaugurated the Sankirtan, and his students and devotees were going into the streets chanting Hare Krishna. And the local Brahmins didn't like it. The ones that are simply attached to religious functions, who don't really have the actual essence of what religious functions are meant for, what the Vedas actually provide, which is access to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That you don't quite get because they're attached to the ritualistic performances. That's how they make their livelihood. And so they were seeing this as a disturbance. This Sankirtan was a big disturbance to their religion. And the Muslim leader at the time took the complaints that were coming seriously because he has to keep peace. And they tried to stop one of the Sankirtan parties. They broke some drums and they insisted that none of this go on in the street anymore. Well, that's not going to fly with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he ordered a massive Sankirtan procession. There's hundreds of thousands of people. In Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat, when he describes this incident, he says that he didn't know where they all came from. There weren't that many people in all of Navadvip. They were coming from everywhere, like other planets. They were coming from everywhere to take part in this Sankirtan procession. He said it was like waves of an ocean. There were hundreds of thousands of people. He didn't know where they all came from. Carrying torches, they all marched on the Kasi's house. And at that point, the Kasi became a little fearful and offered respects. He addressed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his nephew because he considered his father, Jagannath Mishra, to be, or was it Neelam Bhatt Chakravarti? Anyway, one of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, either his father or his grandfather, to be his brother. So that made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a nephew. So, so then that kind of, it wasn't a political enemy anymore. It was more like a friendly family discussion. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted the Kasi to the devotional understanding of love of God. And to this day, the order stands in that part of India that no one is to hinder any public Sankirtan ever in that area. So even Prabhupada says even during the Hindu-Muslim riots, when people were being killed just because they were a Hindu, nobody stopped the Sankirtan. It was the government, it stands as a decree forever. Hare Krishna. So after this incident, the Lord began to preach and propagate his Bhagavat Dharma, or Sankirtan movement, more vigorously, and whoever stood against this propagation of the Yuga Dharma, or the duty of the age, was properly punished by various types of chastisement. Two Brahmin gentlemen named Chapala and Gopal, who also happened to be maternal uncles of the Lord, were inflicted with leprosy by way of chastisement, and later, when they were repentant, they were accepted by the Lord. In the course of his preaching work, he used to send daily all his followers, including Srila Nityananda Prabhu and Thakur Haridas, 2 chief whips of his party, from door to door to preach the Srimad Bhagavatam. All of Navadvip was surcharged with his Sankirtan movement, and his headquarters were situated at the house of Srivas Thakur and Sri Advaita Prabhu, 2 of his chief householder disciples. These 2 learned heads of the Brahmana community were the most ardent supporters of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Sri Advaita Prabhu was the chief cause for the advent of the Lord. When Advaita Prabhu saw that the total human society was full of materialistic activities and devoid of devotional service, which alone could save mankind from the threefold miseries of material existence, he, out of his causeless compassion for the age-worn human society, prayed fervently for the incarnation of the Lord, and continually worshipped the Lord with the water of the Ganges and the leaves of the holy Tulasi tree. As far as preaching work in the Sankirtan movement was concerned, everyone was expected to do his daily share according to the order of the Lord. Once, Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Haridas Thakur were walking down a main road. When a call comes in on Messenger, it stops the broadcast, so I'll have to call him back because I'm really reading this pastime. Once Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Haridas Thakur were walking down a main road, and on the way they saw a roaring crowd assembled. Upon inquiring from passerby, they understood that 2 brothers named Jagai and Madhai were creating a public disturbance in a drunken state. They also heard that these 2 brothers were born in respectable Brahmana family, but because of low association, they had turned into debauchees of the worst type. They were not only drunkards, but also meat eaters, woman hunters, dacoits, and sins of all description. Srila Nityananda Prabhu heard all of these stories and decided that these 2 fallen souls must be the first to be delivered. If they were delivered from their sinful life, then the good name of Lord Chaitanya would be still even more glorified. Thinking in this way, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas pushed their way through the crowd and asked the 2 brothers to chant the holy name of Lord Hari. The drunken brothers became enraged upon this request and attacked Nityananda Prabhu with filthy language. Both brothers chased them a considerable distance. In the evening, the report of the preaching work was submitted to the Lord, and he was glad to learn that Nityananda and Haridas had attempted to deliver such a stupid pair of fellows. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Stupid pair of fellows. Stupid! They tried to deliver such a stupid pair of fellows. Hare Krishna.